Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is a little bit different today. Usually I create screencast content and do little demos on the channel, but in this video I wanted to have a little chat about freelancing. I'm currently a freelance web developer. I'm based in Nottingham in the UK, and I wanted to just share a few thoughts with you regarding going freelance. Now, one of the things that I often see is people talking about how you need X amount of pounds or dollars or whatever it might be. You need a certain percentage of your income before you can actually go freelance. And whilst this is an ideal situation, I don't really think it's also realistic. If you are thinking about going freelance, then sure, if you've got the money, then that's great to have the money behind you. But I think in reality, a lot of people don't. My own personal circumstance was that when I first went freelance, I didn't have a lot of money behind me. It was more of a leap of faith, in my opinion. But the difference really is that it's less of a leap of faith because of the industry that we work in. The industry that we work in, which is obviously development, design, all these kinds of sort of tech industries, they have way more demand than supply. So in other words, there's way more jobs out there than there are actual developers. You know this by when you go to events and stuff. There's always people looking for all different walks of life in terms of certain developers. So there's definitely no shortage of jobs out there. There's definitely no shortage of work. So with that in mind, from my own personal point of view, I was quite happy to take that leap of faith. That's not to say that everybody should do that, because I think it depends on where you are in your life, basically. Now, if you're young and you live at home with your parents and you've got relatively low commitments, like financial commitments, then it's a lot easier to do it because you can just start off as a freelancer living at your parents' house, and there's no real risk there unless your parents kick you out for not paying the rent, which can happen, obviously. But what I mean is your house isn't going to get repossessed, your car's not going to get taken off you, and stuff like this. All these nasty things that can happen when I guess you've got a few more commitments when you're older. So if you are a little bit younger, then I do think it's better to do it then. Now, in my own case, I'm 42 at the minute, sadly, and when I went freelance, I didn't have much runway. I had probably 3 months worth of income to make it work, but in reality, I didn't really need that 3 months to cover everything. I just kind of went for it, and because of the industry that we work in, it was very straightforward to just get some work in, and away we go. Now, in terms of things like where I found work, how I found work, and like proposals and things like that, I'm actually going to be going a little bit more in depth onto that. I'll do that on this channel, but I'm also going to be doing that in a podcast that I'm starting next week. I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can take a look at that. But yeah, definitely going back to freelance, it is worth doing if you're in the correct mindset. It also has a lot of disadvantages. So you have to deal with things like working from home. I know a lot of people just can't do it. I know a lot of people have a ton of distractions at home. So you've got things like obviously your kids, if you've got kids, the dogs barking, people knocking on the door, mum phoning you because she thinks because you're at home you're not working. So you've got all these different things to sort of contend with. And then you also have things like tax and setting up business bank accounts and putting money aside, all these kinds of things. So there's a lot to it where you're not actually earning money. So invoicing is great, right? Because it's how we get paid. But you don't actually get paid for invoicing. It's not really billable time. You can't bill somebody for creating an invoice for them. That's it gets a bit crazy if you do that. So there's lots and lots to consider when you're thinking about going freelance. I'll start putting some more videos up with some more specific details. I'll probably go over like my complete backstory of how I started. And also, like I say, we're going to be starting a podcast soon, and we'll have more details with that, and you can learn a few more bits and bobs and some tricks and tips from that. So yeah, so that's it for today, guys, and short and sweet, and I'll catch you in the next video. So bye.